Welcome to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at BTC. Let's get into the charts and see what's going on. Okay, so in yesterday's video, what we were talking about was the possibility that we could count this move potentially as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into this high here. In which case we were either looking for this B wave to start playing out. Now this B wave could technically have actually come down and been a smaller B wave and completed into here. We would be looking for this structure as just a 3-wave move where this is A, B, and then looking for the C wave. Now given the current structure here, what I am on the lookout for is we could potentially be getting a diagonal here. Alternatively, we also discussed the idea that for as long as we held this 25,994, and that we had actually already come down to the minimum requirement, what we could actually be looking for is a push up into this target box area here. So we did move up into this zone, and now what I want to see is how this actually continues to play out. Now, it is possible within here that we could be forming a diagonal pattern to complete this as an ending diagonal as a 5th wave. Now, what I'd be looking for here effectively would be treating this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then looking for a 5th wave to the upside. A common target would be a 0.618 of the wave 3, and would actually look to come back and pretty much just take this high here at this 27,182. Although we can sometimes see these extend out slightly and look to actually retest this trend line here. Now I'm keeping an eye on these highs to the left hand side here, towards this zone of this 27,394 and this 27,454 level. Now, if we do see a push up here in 3 waves, what we could actually see is this become A, B, and then C, and then look to actually push up into this channel as well, which is currently sitting towards this zone of this 27,444 level. So because of that fact, until we actually start to break down here and we lose this trend line, I will be looking for that potential of an additional 3-wave move to the upside here, where we look for another move here to look to complete this either as a 4th and a 5th, or potentially even as an A, B, and a C. Now, the thing within this is we cannot cross this 27,521. If we cross that 27,521 level, this would mean that we cannot look at this as a diagonal anymore, because this wave 5 would be longer than the wave 3 that we have here. So we need to just be mindful that that's going to be an important level within this count. Now, if we are looking at this as A, B, and C rather, and we're looking for that possibility of this diagonal looking to complete this as a C wave, something like this, what I would be on the lookout for is that, we typically like to see a 0.618 move of the C wave in relationship to the A wave, but we haven't actually reached that level. And if we did push up to that level, it would mean that we've actually gone above this invalidation zone of this 5th wave here. So because of that fact, I'm just being mindful. It is also possible that this whole move is a B wave here. And even though we did come back up into this 5th wave target, we could actually just have this as A, B, and C. Something like that as a bigger flat correction. So we're going to go over that now. There is also the potential here that, this could actually be 1, 2. And then we form another 1, 2 here, hold this low, and then look to push up in a bigger way. So we'll also discuss that within the video. Okay, so now I'm going to go over that idea of the flat correction here. So this would actually be looking at this move in a bit of a different way here. Treating this as an A wave here, and then looking at this as ABC for W, this is X, and then another ABC for Y. So invalidation of this B wave location would obviously be taking the high point again here at this 27,197 level, and that would invalidate the idea of having this B up here. Now the reason why I'm looking at this is we were very close to this 1.382. We were treating this as an A, B, and then looking for this as a C wave. Now we have some target levels here, which are these levels in this box. We have the 1-to-1, which would actually be sitting here towards 26,584. And we also have these targets lower down here, which would be this 26,447, 26,362, and this 26,225. So the idea with this is that we would be looking for this as an A wave, B wave to the upside, and then looking for a 5-wave move to the downside. So what I'm looking at here is I'm treating this currently as 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, invalidation of this comes by crossing this level here of this 27,033. If we fail to break back above this level, what we could start to see is that we could start to see a drop off here for this 3rd wave, in which case we'd be looking for this 488 as our impulsive structure typical zone. We would be looking for this typical third wave to come into this area, get a fourth and a fifth, which would mean we get a push down towards this 26,401, an additional fourth and a fifth, looking to push us down towards this 26,304. So this would tie into coming back into this 26,225, which would be a 1.618 of this as an A wave, looking at this as a B, and then looking at this as a C. So that would tie into the idea of actually still being within the B wave here, in which case what this would mean is that within the structure, what we would have here is that this would be an A wave, we'd get a B wave like this, and then we would be looking for the potential to actually see a push up after completing this corrective move, where we could see price be gravitated towards this 28,354. Now we'd have to be cautious of that more bullish case where this could be a 1-2, in which case we could see price actually push up here towards this 29,770. So we need to just be cautious of this idea of having this extension here. You know, if this is just a 3-wave move, potentially we could look to move to the upside here to this 1-to-1. Alternatively, if we're going to look to break out, we need to keep an eye on this 29,770 level. We were discussing this yesterday as well, the idea of this being 1-2, 1-2, and then looking for a 1-2 here again. Now it is technically possible, but I don't like the idea of this being a wave 2, just because it is bigger than this one here, which would be a higher degree, and it's making it less likely. So this is what I'm thinking. This is either still a completed structure, or we complete it into this point, and you know, we're getting a bigger corrective move to the downside here before looking for that continuation to the upside. Though technically, really, until we actually break this 26,181 would be the lower end validation level, and then this area here of this 26,255, if we do form something here like a diagonal where this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what we could actually see is that we could see this look to break out in a bigger way. And what that would look at is something along these lines here, where we treat this as an A, this is a B, and then what we'd be looking for, same idea here for that diagonal where this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we look for a 3-wave move down and hold this 26,460. So really, as long as we hold this 26,460, what we could see is this continuation to the upside. So this would just be looking at this developing into an A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this C wave here. Now, with this count, what we'd be looking for a confirmation would be a move up towards this 28K region, and then we'd be looking for an additional fourth and a fifth here, which could look to take us up towards this zone of this 28,416 to this 28,185. So this would be looking at this as a 5-wave move. So this ABC looking to continue up here. Now, we were talking about a couple of, you know, the bigger ideas here that we were having, and we need to just be cautious, because we're currently within this typical rejection area of this as an A, this is a B, and then looking for that C wave. So, you know, if this is a flat share as a B wave, where this is A, B, and then C, and this 5-wave move looks to actually mark the completion of this structure, what we could then still see is a push to the downside in this C wave. Now, given the current high that we have here, 1-to-1 would actually look to bring us back down here into this 25,148 level. So we need to just be cautious that if we do start to break down here in a bigger way and we start to lose some of those key levels that we discussed, we could see price be gravitated back down towards these lows and possibly come back and retest some of these lower levels here towards this 25,152. Now, the reason this would be interesting to me would actually be because it would be a back test of some of these highs here. So we would have come down here, swept this, moved back above, come back down, retest it, and then look for that potential of continuation to the upside. So that would be the idea here, that if we are looking for this move to continue, we could see price actually do this, come back, retest this level, and then look to actually push to the upside here. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on that. If we do actually move down here one more time, what we could see is price do something like that, where we actually look for that deeper retracement before continuation. Now, some previous areas that we're looking for with this as a flat was actually treating this as A, B, and C. And now we're talking about this target area here being the typical one of the A wave. Now we've actually come up and we're still sort of flirting with this higher line here at this 26,855. But now what I would rather want to talk about is that if we have a look here, so this is looking at the inverse relationship of this C wave to this B wave. Now we've actually come up and we've hit this 1.382. What I'm on the lookout for is that if we do see, you know, another push to the upside here one more time, we could actually see price come up towards this 27,504, which would be an interesting level because it would be looking to actually take some of these highs that we have over here. We're going to keep an eye on that. You know, if we do see price actually come back up here, into the channel, we could see something along these lines where we do look to actually just have another push up here and then look to break down from that point. Though really, until we actually start to break down below this 26,266, we need to just be very careful of that idea that this could be 1 2, this could be 1 2, this could be 1 2, and then next thing, this price action starts to break out something similar to, something similar to this, where we get a series of 1s and 2s down the bottom here. Then next thing, price action just goes mad. So we need to just be careful of that. It's always possible that we could see that play out. We've actually come down deep enough, as we talked about in the previous videos, to that support zone. We're looking for this 25,200 level pretty much all the way from back up here. So we need to just keep an eye on that. If we do see price action start to break out in that way, then I would be looking out for that possibility that we could be extending out here. Now, if this is a flat and we do look to push up, like I said, yeah, this could be a connector wave, and then we could still be just within a bigger correction. So the idea within these counts is I'm still tracking the bigger idea that we are either in a W, an X, and a Y. We're looking to actually either have something along these lines where this is A, this is B, we have a C wave up here, looking to target out this level of this 786 to this 382 again. Now, if we do look at this as a bigger 5-wave move here, I wouldn't say that it's been completed. So this is what I'm looking out for, the potential. If this is 5 waves, we could come back down, retest these levels, push back up 3, 4, 5, something like this, making this A, B, and then C, looking to bring us up into some of these higher levels here. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. Really, as long as we continue to set higher lows here, we need to just be on the lookout here that we could actually come back down, push back up, and then that's got all of a sudden now we've got a good 5-wave structure here, which has actually pushed us into this typical zone that we're looking for. Now, as we discussed previously, what we do have here is a couple of zones. Now, this one is also particularly interesting to me, this 27,332, because if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, this could mean that we actually see this C wave truncate here, and we actually get a running flat at this 27,332. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. If we just see another move up here, and this actually breaks down and takes this low, this would become my my next best interpretation, is that we could have actually completed this here. We do also have that idea that this could be a flat in here, so we need to be careful with that. There's many ways of reading this at the moment. If, however, we do see price move up towards this 29,025 area and actually look to sweep this A wave high here, what we could get is that this whole move is an X wave, and then we actually still have this continuation to the downside afterwards for this Y wave. So we're going to have to just be a bit patient with this one. There is impulsive looking structure here, but this could be part of a corrective structure. So we need to just wait for that confirmation before we get overly excited about it. Okay, so having a look at the daily pivots, what we can see is we are above these central CPR lines. Now, if we do actually continue to maintain these, what we could see is price action could be gravitated back up towards this S1 line at this 27,186. We have the S2 line at this 27,535, S3 up here towards this 28K, and we have the S4 up here at this 28,350 level. So this is looking out for that idea. If we do look to push up, this one particularly has a lot of confluence here at this 27,530 would be quite an interesting zone to see if we hit that. Maybe a retest of the top of this channel. Alternatively, if we do start to break down in a bigger way here, what we do have is the R1 line here at this 26,374. We have the R2 here at this 25,903, R3 at this 25,566, and the R4 down here towards this 25,102 level. So if we do start to lose these central lines here, which is sitting towards this 26,774 to this 26,656, what we could see is price move down. Now this would tie into that idea of possibly getting something like a flat correction here, where we actually come back down deeper and look to form a 5-wave move, 1 2 3 4 5 4 5, something like that. So be keeping an eye on that level if we do actually look to break down deeper here. Now we're going to go over onto the weekly, and what we're going to have a look at here is the fact that we actually came up to this S1 line. Now, because we've come up to this S1 line, we can potentially actually look to come back down and retest these central CPR lines, which are sitting here towards this 26,161 and this area here of this 25,812. Now this ties in with that idea of actually having this as a flat A, B, and C, something like this, looking to bring us back into these central lines. However, if we're looking at that possibility, like I said, that more bullish one, we could be looking for an extension up here, or that potentially we have another 3-wave move here. I'd be keeping an eye on this 27,189 level as a possible retest target for that 5th wave, if it's going to be that diagonal. Alternatively, if we do see price action start to push to the upside here, we could see as this 28k comes in as the S2 and this 29,225. So this comes into that idea of actually having this move extending out for that 5-wave structure. Now, if we did look to break down in a deeper way, what we do have over here, which is a very interesting level to me, would be this 25,136 as the R1 line. With this, if we do see a move back down here, something like this, I would still be on the lookout that we could have this as a bigger correction, and we get something like a more violent C wave here, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. If we do look to break down deeper, we have the S2 here at this 23,965 and the S3 here at this 23,112 area. So I'll be keeping an eye on these levels if we do look to move to the downside. Now, switching this over to the monthly pivot points, what we can see here is we're looking to actually come back into these central CPR lines. Now this is keep saying it would make a lot of sense for us to come back into this channel, because these monthly CPRs, it would be interesting to see how we react if we get a retest. If we start to break back above and we start to work our way through these, then it could be that actually we could be looking to move up towards the S1 line here at this 29,416, S2 at this 31,632, the S3 at the 33,426, and then that would be looking for that upside potential. Now, if we do look to break to the downside, what we do have here is the R1 line at this 25,400, we have the R2 line at this 23,604, and the R3 here down towards this 21,389. So we're going to be keeping an eye on these levels. It would make a lot of sense, like I said, to come back up here at least one more time to finish that structure as a 5-wave move until we actually complete this in a good way here. I would just be on the lookout that either this is corrective, we're going to see a push down and then continuation to the upside, or alternatively, this could still be setting up additional structure here where we see price come back down, hold this low, and then look to actually start to extend out here. So we're going to have to just be careful of that. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.